Good evening, Empower beneficiaries, and how are you all? People have been asking questions, people have been calling for updates with regards to the countless of our letters that are moving around social media spaces, both on Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp. We've been writing letters to pastors, we've been writing letters to imam, so that they can use their podium, their pulpit to help us call the attention of the federal government to our 9 months outstanding stipend. So when you check the letters, though my name actually appears on top of the letter with my phone number. So people have been calling me as the publicity secretary that what is actually the update and how are we following the process? How is it actually going to benefit empower beneficiaries? Now the questions are much, so I just have to make this video to make for little clarifications. First of all, we decided that the next thing to do now is to write letter to prominent Islamic clerics, prominent pastors to use their pulpit to call the attention of the federal government, considering the fact that we've noticed that these clerics, despite the fact that they are not politicians, they are actually influential voices in the country. Once they talk from their pulpit, you start seeing it as on newspaper as newspaper headlines. So we now fish out some of this cleric from states, and like okay, for the Islamic cleric, we actually choose to write to people like Sheikh Tahir Usman Bauchi, Professor Isa Alifantami, Dr. Idris Abdulaziz Duz and Tanshi, Sheikh Aminu Daurawa, Sheikh Bello Yabo, the Sultan of Sokoto. These are prominent Islamic clerics that whenever they talk, you start seeing newspaper headline carrying it as their news for that day. So we choose to actually write the letter to them. Then for the Christian pastors, we choose people like Dr. Paul Enenche, the owner of Dunamis. You know him is an influential voice in the country. Bishop David Oyedepo, Pastor Adeboye, and Pastor William F. Kumuyi. These are the people I cannot list all of them, but these are the few people I think I should let you know. How did we arrive at this decision of writing letters to pastors? Our state chairman and some well-wishers among us have been calling us for the past that, okay, we've protested, we've traveled to Abuja, we've been meeting politicians, and even though it is actually yielding fruit, we still have to like widen the horizon and extend the olive branches to pastors, that we should be able to include religious leaders in this fight. So we now ask them, how can we include religious leaders in this fight? They now said, okay, what we need to do is to start writing letters to pastors, to imams, to emirs, in order to help us use their podium to call the attention of the government. Now, we at the national level, what we did was we collated the names of these imams and pastors. We write the letter to them. After writing the letters to them, we distribute it to each state chairman. So as a state chairman, if we write a letter and you feel the owner of the letter reside in your state, or you know where you can get him, you don't need to even do anything. What you need to do is go to a printing press, print the letter, put it in an envelope, write your name and phone number on top of it, go direct to that person, give him the letter. And if you cannot access that person, you should be able to access one of his aid, either media aid or his friend or his children. You give it to them. So that was how we did. So most of these prominent men of God that you've seen, we've actually written the letter to. We actually wrote a letter to. The letter have actually gotten to them, either directly or through their media aid, and they've promised us that they will definitely use their pulpit to call the attention of the government. So far, the response has been very nice, the response has been very good, and we hope that this will yield a positive result that will lead to the payment of 9 to 12 month outstanding stipend of Empower beneficiaries. So those who are asking that most of these clerics, have they actually received the letter? Yes, some of them have received the letter, and some of them, the letter is with their aid. Our state chairman are trying their best. We at the national level, we are also leading the fight. So please, As a beneficiary, you are not, so people are not supposed to leave all this fight with we, the national escorts. The little you can do is, please, if you know you have access to any cleric, you can kindly help us print the letter, go and give it to the cleric, or you help us print the letter, give it to one of his aide, or you have access to a pastor or one of his aide or children or anybody, print the letter, go and give it to him. Tell him that you are representing Empower beneficiary in your state or local government or your region. Please, this is what we need to do. We should actually take this fight serious so that government can also take us serious and clear and settle our 9 months outstanding stipend. Luta continua, Victoria Asata. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for your support.